Woo! Good morning and welcome back to LoveBabz, LoveTalk. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. This morning, I'm delighted. I get to talk to Maestro James Sinclair of the New England Orchestra.
Babz, I don't hear you.
Oh, you don't hear me? Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Okay, I hear you. Okay. Do you have a microphone? What do you want? A desktop? Do you want to we hear you. Do you want to jump back out and jump back in? Okay, because I don't hear you. So it might be a microphone issue. Do you have the audio button on the left?
Mute. Share, sign in.
Okay. You want to log back out and log back in? You could do that, see what happens. Make sure you choose the correct audio on the bottom left. So, all right. Can you hear me?
Whoops. All right, I have to go to headphones.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That's all right. Listen, I do this all day. I do this every day, so it's no problem. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks, Babz.
So Orchestra New England is celebrating a 50th anniversary.
It is 50 years. Starts this season, and the actual birthday will be in March. But we have a concert coming up here in November that starts our season.
Wow. So I am not familiar with Orchestra New England. Where are y'all housed?
Well, it's New Haven based, born in New Haven, actually born at Yale in 1974. But we perform at Battelle Chapel at times. This concert coming up in November 25, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, is at the United Church on the Green, because that recreates how concert making was done in New Haven in the late colonial era, 1787. Hello. It's very hard to switch centuries during the morning.
All right, so tell me about the music of Orchestra New England. Tell me about what do y'all play? What is it? Classical music?
Yes,
is it all kinds of music?
Classical and pops. And by classical, I embrace the Baroque era and current modern compositions that we commission. So it's quite a broad spectrum. Well, let's say from a Bach concerto to a Sousa march.
Okay. And so how big is this orchestra?
It varies with the type of literature. A Baroque concert may be 12, 15 players, and a pops concert may be 40 players.
Wow. And so do you pay musicians or do they volunteer?
Oh, yes. It's a professional orchestra. Right.
Wow. I love
top scale musicians. They're really terrific.
And so how long have you been the maestro?
Since the beginning. I've gone 50 years. It must have started, tell me, maybe when I was 10 years old?
I think so. I was going to say 10, 12.
Something like that. I think I was 27.
And so you must love it.
Yes, absolutely. It's a family of players, and they enjoy being together. We have a grand time.
Wow. Okay, so you started at Yale.
Mm-hmm.
And you...
we made a transition from being a student and all volunteer group to a professional orchestra. It took 3 years to make that transition. That wasn't easy. I would not want to try it again. And since then, we've made recordings for international companies. We'll make a new one coming up this March. and have been just super successful.
Wow. So now, are you a Yale grad too? Did you go to Yale?
No, I've taught at Yale.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still teaching at Yale, or you
Yes.
let that go? Because this
No,
is a
I'll be
full-time thing.
teaching a course starting in January.
Really? So do you
Yeah.
love teaching?
Oh, absolutely, because I've dedicated my life to a particular music of a Connecticut-born composer whose name is Rawls-Ivy, and his 150th birthday is next year, so it's right down my specialty. So it's a
Oh,
big deal.
okay. So when somebody wants to talk about Mr. Ives, they call you.
Oh yeah, they do.
And so
Any time of night.
what about him that makes him renowned for you?
Well, his music's very imaginative. It's very much about American society, in particular, growing up in a Connecticut small town. What was small town for him? Danbury.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went to Yale University, or Yale College, I should say, at the time. And his music is about our holidays, about our people, about our hymnody. It just embraces Americana and represents it. So it rang familiar and true to me, and I started specializing in his music. And that's how the group started. We were premiering works of Rawls-Ivy in 1974. So when we come around in March to do our 50th birthday, it will be his music that we perform.
Okay. And so you don't get tired of his music?
Oh, no, not at all. It's a complete adventure. And I'm recording the complete works, orchestral works of Ives for the Naxos label, which in classical music is the dominant recording company in the world.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. All right, so how do you teach young people to care about this music, Maestro Sinclair?
Well, you give them a picture of his life and his dedication to helping others. He was an immensely successful businessman, apart from his composing. And so he had tremendous resources, and he used them to help the people working in music, composers, performers.
So what was his
make
business?
Recordings. Insurance. Rawls-Ivy was the most important figure in insurance in America in the after the turn of the century, that is to say 1910s, 20s, and made a ton of money, and he gave a lot away.
Okay. All right. So when you teach about this music, when you teach people orchestral music, are they excited by it? Do you find the students today are very interested in orchestral music?
Well, certainly here at the Yale School of Music, they have some of the finest people from all over the world, and they're eager to find out about Rawls-Ivy, because he's the most important composer that went through Yale. He's the most important composer that Connecticut ever produced. He's one of the top 4 composers in classical music in America in its history.
Okay. So you've got a concert coming up.
We do. I put on a wig. We light candles, and November 25, as you're about to say, it's a Saturday right after Thanksgiving.
Ye old times.
That's right. It's kind of fascinating to revisit the colonial era. We all dressed up, of course, in costume of the period. Concerts in those times were at meeting houses. And the meeting house, of course, served for political, social, religious, musical needs for the community. And so at United Church on the Green, that's the North Church on the New Haven's Green, we can recreate in a perfect environment what it was like in those days.
Wow. And so do you like candles? Because I'm looking at the picture. Yeah. I see lots of candles.
Yeah, that's it. They had nothing but candles. We have to add a little wattage so that we can read the darn music.
Yeah, we're not going to sing by candlelight, because it's a new
Nope.
day. We can
No, our eyes aren't there anymore.
Right. Okay, so that's a concert, and then the 50th birthday concert is March
9, and
9th
that's
at
the all
Sprague.
that's the All Lives concert. It's a Sprague Hall. And then at the end of our concert season, per se, we do a lot of concerts that aren't on these trio of special events that we present in New Haven. But our last concert is May 4. It was 11. It's now 4.
Oh, okay.
A Saturday night, the 4th of May. And that will have some new works written for us and a big, bold, noisy, exciting piece by Beethoven, an overture.
Okay. Now, do you like when people write new works of classical music? Like, how does that happen? Like, what is that
of course.
like?
Well, I turn to people who I admire and ask them to write something specially for the size orchestra. This is going to be our largest orchestra. It's the 40-piece version. And that's the orchestra that Beethoven would have known. So there has trombones and horns and trumpets and all the woodwinds and strings, plus keyboards and number of percussionists. So it'll be a very exciting event at the end of the season. And that's at Battelle Chapel. So we're moving around to specialized spaces that are appropriate to the given concert. It's very nice in March to be back at Sprague Hall because that's where the orchestra was born. Mm-hmm. And it's always terrific to be at United Church on the Green because that place is the meeting house for a colonial event to happen. And that has been going on for 44 years. Okay.
And so this is very strategic. So it's not just the music that you are planning for. It is where the music is played.
That's right.
That is part of this experience.
That's right.
Now, do y'all get a chance to play outdoors, outside?
Oh, yes. In many concerts. We've done 80 Pops concerts around the Connecticut towns over the years. Okay.
And Pops being popular music, like
well,
Star Wars and
right. There's like music from movies. There's music from shows. There's Sousa marches and Americana that are appropriate. Think of a 4th of July concert. That's what those are like.
Oh, okay. And do you like playing that kind of music? Do you like?
Very much. Very much. Okay. The whole group does. You like to be in front of an audience that's excited about what you bring, and it's situational. When we do the Colonial concert with wigs on, the audience is into the event, and when you do a Pops concert outside in the summer, everyone's festive, everyone's having a good time. They've got their chosen beers. It's all good fun.
Okay. So now where do you get costumes from? Like, how do you get colonial time costumes? Like, who's making that stuff?
Yeah, well, fine folks do it. And we can order them to size from costumers who do the shows that tour the country for musicals, etc. There are a number of sources for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we get all dolled up.
Okay. So you think about that now, is the Colonial Times part of your season all the time?
Yeah.
Or this is something
it's always
special?
Been there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
You can buy individual tickets, of course. And the orchestra has a presence online as Orchestra New England in one word, .org. Okay. And it's at that location you can buy tickets.
And so do people appreciate the colonial music? I would imagine that they do. And do you?
Yes.
And do you try to keep it as close to original?
Oh, absolutely. But the music that was popular, Haydn and Mozart, Handel's music, George Friedrich Handel's music, the guy that wrote Messiah, all of that was very popular then. I didn't no one said how long we might be talking, but I'm going to run out of time. I'm sorry to say.
That's all right. Okay. Well, I'm so happy that you could come on this morning.
I'm thrilled, Babz. You do a great service to the community, and you're so good at it.
Oh, well, thank you. And I'm going to try to catch one of these concerts.
Oh, we'd like to have you. So just ask, no problem. And we chat again when it gets around to this 50th birthday itself next
I'd
spring.
love to. I'd love to hear
That'll
more
be
about
fun.
this. Well, thank you for your time, Maestro. I appreciate meeting you and hearing about Orchestra New England.
Thank you very much, Babz.
All right. Have a good one. So, all right. So Maestro Sinclair is going to log off. I still have about 15 more minutes. So I'm going to 20 more minutes. I'm going to hang out a little bit. And Harry, I think we should go. We should catch some of this Orchestra New England. I think we should go, Harry. I think we should go. So the Maestro is logging off. And
it's funny because it just reminds me of a Seinfeld episode where the guy just wanted to be known as the Maestro.
Oh,
it was like you had to address him by the Maestro. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind going, Babz. We should get some tickets in.
I think we should go, Harry. I think the Maestro is trying to log off, so I don't think he has to exit.
Yeah,
like you have to.
I took him. I shut off his camera and his mic. So
okay, so I still see it sitting up there. But all right.
Let me see if I could.
I don't know if I want to dress up in colonial gear because I think we would have been enslaved.
So, actually, I think that thumbnail was pretty good. So you don't want that on your podcast?
No, I don't. No, not the. No. But I like the other picture. I like the other picture.
It looked like
it was giving me Jefferson Hemmings. I was like, no. Listen, I'm gonna go check them out.
Well, that was good. Let me throw up their website real quick, so at least we do this right.
Yeah, so people can see it. Yeah.
One of the most .org.
Yes, Orchestra New England. One of the most versatile and exciting small orchestras in America. So they're celebrating 50 years, Harry. I mean, 50 years, and he's been the one and only Maestro.
Yeah, 50 years. That's a long time.
That is a long time, Harry.
And you've never been?
No, I this is the first time I've ever
find
heard
that
of this.
Hard to believe. I'm like, Babz is saying, where are you guys? Where do you guys play? And I'm like, but you just said 50 years and Babz has never been.
I've never been, Harry. I didn't even know of them. Or maybe they were out of my consciousness. I don't know, but I don't know them. I mean, because I spent a lot of time at the symphony.
Well, maybe you saw the wigs. And you said, "Whoa,
okay.
I'll be going to an auction." No, anyway.
Listen,
that's neither here nor there, Babz.
We'll catch a show, Harry, where it doesn't require.
I'll definitely go. I like classical music.
I like classical music. I mean, I do because I go to the symphony. I mean, I stay going to the symphony. So.
And Paul said they're great. So.
All right.
I like him.
Oh, Paul likes him.
Oh, he likes him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you like him when he's in colonial clothes though? Like
Well, when you asked and this is all jokes, people. Let me get that out the way. When you asked about the costumes, I told Paul, "What do you mean where you get the costumes? Doesn't every white person have that in the back of their closet? Right next to their Ku Klux Klan robe?" Right next to that white bed sheet.
Oh boy. And this is where it goes awry, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it goes awry.
That was jokes.
You know what? I like hearing music in Battelle, so I might check them out at Battelle. I like hearing music at Sprague Hall too, because I think Sprague Hall is a little more comfortable than Battelle. chapel. So,
well, I wouldn't know because I don't go to any of those places.
well, then this will be your first time. So if I
But
get
it
a
would
ticket,
be the
if I get a
comfortable one.
ticket, if I get tickets, you are going.
You heard is the I want to go to the comfortable one.
Yeah. Well, then Sprague Hall, because you got more room, I think. You don't have to sit right on top of people.
I mean, I
think Battel's is good too. Like, to hear the music in Battel. I think Sprague Hall is a great music venue. So that's what I mean. So anyway, I'm glad that he came on. I told his people what the time was, but I don't know. I do the best that I can.
I mean, it doesn't look. It's like 3 tickets for $125,
and that's for all 3 events, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty.
Not bad.
There are people who really like this music, who love this music. So, they'll dig it.
The Ye Old Times with Colonial Concert.
Yeah.
And they got Beethoven and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Yada yada.
Although Harry, John Batiste is coming to the College Street Music Hall. I'm a huge fan of him. He's coming in March. I might have to go to that because I just like him so much. So I don't want to miss him. I gotta
remember where I'm pointed. It looked like I'm always giving you my back if I turn that way.
Who?
Which is where my screen is to look at you, but I got screens all over the place. So. But anyway, so what's up, Babz? What's new?
It's all good. I'm still, I'm slogging through my law school applications, and
What kind of attorney you want to be, Babz?
I want to be a like a country doctor.
A what?
Like a country doctor. That I live here in Newhallville, so I'd be like in Newhallville. If people need an attorney, they knock on my door, come by the porch. Hey, I got this issue. Can you help?
Be on call?
Call me, come by. Just, bring me a dozen eggs or something. I work for wine. or vegan pies. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's any attorneys in Newhallville.
So you would want to be actually a functioning attorney. Like, that would be something I would want to do for myself. But you actually want to get the headaches of helping people. Be tortured.
Harry, somebody got to help people, man.
Wow.
That's it. I want to be like a country doctor, a neighborhood lawyer.
You haven't had enough headaches in your life.
Listen, I'm not going to do it till I drop dead, Harry. I'm going to do it for enough time. Then, I think a couple of things got to happen. People got to have access to representation, and then people have to be willing to train the next realm of how to get attorneys to do this work. So I want to do that. So I like to be a teacher, a law teacher, and I like to be a lawyer. So there's that.
The teacher sounds good.
Somebody's got to train these young people to get out here and kick some ass. And I don't need a corner office on the 18th floor. Do you know what I mean, Harry? Like, those days are behind me. I just want to walk out on the porch. If there's somebody want to meet on the porch, pour a cup of coffee or some tea, and talk about what's happening.
That ground level porch office.
Yeah. And I'm like, listen, don't be on my porch at 7 o'clock in the morning, and don't be on my porch late at night. I'm only seeing people after I get off the radio. So between 11 and 5, or 11 and 7, between 11 and 7, leave me a message, leave me a note beyond that. Yeah. No, that's what I want to do. So we'll see what happens. I'm trying my best. It's not easy. This is a lot of damn work.
So Babz, the only Republican you would vote for is out the race.
Who's out?
Tim Scott.
Oh. After that man went and got a girlfriend.
Poor guy.
now he got to pay that woman all that money.
I wonder, you know, how much he had to fork over to get her to come
forward. A whole lot, Harry.
She's like, if I gotta admit it,
if I gotta stand next to you, I need, and you know, the conditions are this. You ain't gonna never see that woman nowhere else in life. I bet you that was a wig and a prosthetic and the whole not like, I know it was, they must have looked high and low. She must be in debt to the mob or something.
I think right after that is when he realized that this isn't the life for him. He seems like too nice a guy to deal with. You know,
you think he's a nice guy? I think he's stupid.
I think he's a nice dude. I really do think he's a nice dude that is in over his head only because he's not vicious enough. You know, he doesn't have that instinct to, you know, because Donald Trump changed the game on the Republican side. So if you're not a caged animal,
yeah, you're not gonna win.
You're not gonna win. So
if if you have a floor, you can forget it. I think you're right. I think he has a floor, Harry. I think most of them have floors. I don't think. I mean, you seen Pence jumped out.
Well,
I mean, he was a man without a constituency.
It wasn't even realistic, right? It wasn't realistic.
But you know, Harry, when you're the vice president, you gotta make a run. You gotta throw your hat out there, even if you have ass and half-hearted. You still have to be like, all right, let me muscle up enough interest to at least say I'm a run.
Yeah, but the thing about Pence is that when they were impeaching Trump, people were actually scared that Trump would get impeached because Pence is a believer. You know, Pence believes in all of that real crazy right crap that Trump doesn't. Trump's a populist. Trump's gonna go
whatever the wind blows.
Right. He's just gonna move with it, with the wave. Pence is a believer. Pence wants to eliminate abortion.
Well, he was by himself because he had no constituency.
No, he didn't. It was like unrealistic.
Like, who liked him? Like, I don't. Who did anybody like him, Harry? Like,
you would assume his wife did, right?
Well.
No, you know, I'm telling you, it was
Harry. We know lots of people who are married to people that they don't like.
Yeah, you could talk to my wife about that one. Anyway. But no, you know, it was like a Stepford Wives thing going on with the whole family. It was just like weird, you know.
Yeah.
So there's just no way he had a chance. I
think what's his face? DeSantis is next, right? Or he's still in delusion land.
I mean, the DeSantis still is in second place. So I mean, even though in Florida,
but that second place is far.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. In Florida, he's losing by 33 points. So he's way back.
Oh, I'm like, who likes you? Well, first of all, he sounds like a bad Kermit the Frog impression.
That's another guy who is just not cut out for this. It's just.
And he's not credible with it, Harry. You can't tell me you go to Yale Law and you come out talking crazy like that. I'm not buying that, Harry. I am not buying that whole shtick. I don't believe him. I mean, I think he's stupid, but I don't think he's that kind of stupid.
I don't know. I know a bunch of crazy Yaleys.
Well, I mean, I know some crazy Yaleys too, Harry. But he's trying to kick it like he don't have any education. Do you know what I mean? Like, it never comes up. So
Paul was just naming all the conservatives that have graduated from Yale.
Well, we know they all crazy as a jaybird. We know. Listen, every school got a bunch of crazies in it. I'm sure Harvard is like, well, let's go through our roster, see who the hell we got crazy on the other side.
Right, look at Harvard. You have Barack Obama and Ted Cruz. So
I know. That's an extreme.
Right? So
listen, somebody need to go to that admissions office and fire everybody. Like, you thought Ted Cruz was worthy? Get out of here.
So you have, I mean, that's why it's like all the schools have on both sides of the scale. You got some heavies that just dropped that scale.
I think, what's his name? Mincham? What's his name? From Kentucky. Is he from West Virginia? Where is he from?
Mitch McConnell?
No, the Democrat that not running for Senate. He was thinking about.
You talk about
Menachem. What is it? That's
wow. You're changing his. You messing me up because I know his name, but you messing me up.
Mention. Is it Mention?
Mention.
Minkin. Something. Mention.
Joe Manchin.
He has delusions of running for president too, Harry.
No, I think he's
No, he's weighing it.
No, I know, but I'm gonna use the word terrorist, knowing what's going on in the world today. But he's a political terrorist right now, right? So what he's planning on doing is blowing up the Democrat Party. So if he could drag 5% of the vote, Biden loses. You look at what Jill Stein just jumped in right now, and Jill Stein only got about 1.5% of the vote in 2016, but that 1.5% cost Hillary the election in 2016. So that's all you need is a third party person to pull enough votes.
I don't know. I don't think anybody likes him either. He's to me, he's like a Tom Scott. Like I don't think standing alone, Harry, he don't got no constituency.
Well,
I don't see that. I don't see nobody digging him.
See, the thing is that people are like, well, he should be a Republican. Well, he
is.
But the thing is, he voted 95% of the time with the Democrats. So it's not. It's the 5%. The 5% that the Democrats go crazy over. Oh, he wasn't 100%. Well, guaranteed.
Well, you either you in or you out, Harry. That's how it goes. When you
want somebody voting 95% of the way.
When you with the Corleone family, if you not all the way in, you all the way out. Look what happened to Fredo. You can't be double touching. You can't be today I'm over here, today I'm over here, today I'm over. No.
Right, but he's not conservative. So everybody thinking he's conservative, he's not a Republican. 95% of his record is a Democrat.
Listen, follow the Corleone and the Godfather. Was Fredo a Corleone?
Well,
yes.
He was.
Was he 100% down with the family? No. And what happened? He had to go swim with the fishes. Now, I'm not saying they need to push Meacham, whatever his name is, Meacham, into the Florida Everglades. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you either in or you out. That's just how it goes down.
But he was it's like Kentucky, right? The governor of Kentucky, he's
born. Is that the guy that's in trouble right now? No,
the Democrat that just won re-election in Kentucky, right?
Oh yeah.
They go, well, how could he win in such a red state? Well, it's because when you're a native-born person from that place, people love you, and if you're not so leftist that you're center, they're down with you, and that's what West Virginia was with Manchin. He's born and raised there, a true West Virginian, so he was down with them, and they
but that's not enough votes. West Virginia is not enough votes. and it's like the second
Yeah,
poorest
but you
state in
need
the
that Senate.
country.
You need that Senate seat though, and he was
Yeah,
the.
you do need. Yeah, I mean, I think that was a bad call on his part, but he never really. But here's my point: he was Fredo. He is Fredo.
5% drove you crazy, right?
He's Fredo, Harry. He's Fredo.
But 95%, he's Corleone. So
yeah, but guess what happened to Fredo? He out. So this guy is out. They'll find somebody else. Like,
it's gonna be hard. There's no
talent.
Not in West Virginia.
Well, you might be right about
Trump,
that, Harry.
Trump won that by 40 points, and the only guy who has actually been able to go against that current is Manchin, because he's born and raised there. People confide in him.
Yeah, but there's people that have come up through the ranks. He's not the only person in West Virginia.
But 40
is it West Virginia?
Points, that's you got
Kentucky. Where is it? Oh,
I,
he'll. That's all right. The tides are changing.
Now he might run as that no labels candidate, right?
So yeah, that's what I mean. He's considering it. I don't even. That does. You know what? And that's Joe Lieberman in them, right? That's Lieberman.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's like in the right state, 1% throws off the whole election. Yeah. So it's Jill Stein was known as people considered her sabotaging the election for Hillary Clinton, and they consider her an agent of Trump, and she just jumped in again, Jill Stein, to try to pull votes away from the Democrat Party.
Yeah, well, Harry, everybody can throw their hat in. You can throw your hat in now, but to the end.
But they're independents, Babz. They'll stay in there till the end.
That's right. You gotta go to the end, and then the strong will survive. So, I mean, I don't, I kind of like when they throw all these people in. They go rumble tumble.
How easy is it to get funding to run for president? So we could put together.
It's hard.
We could put together a ticket, Babz.
Oh, I know, Harry. But you know what, Harry? We'd have to be on call. You don't want that.
You're like, what?
Every time we turn around, they want to meet. They want to talk to us.
Like, we got to do something at 9 o'clock. I'm like, what? I'm not outside the house.
I don't have time, but 9 o'clock. Tell them to come over to the house. I come downstairs in my room.
Shoot. Everything starts shutting down in my house after 8. It's like all the lights are slowly going off.
Would be terrible in the White House. Because you know what, Harry? All I would want to do is have parties and cocktails. I was like, give me some good policy people and I'll be ready to go. I need good.
No, I'm on the Biden schedule. Me and Biden go to sleep around the same time.
So we'll see what happens, child. We'll see. All right, we gotta go. Aren't we late? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Do I have guests tomorrow, Harry? I don't know if I have a guest on Wednesday. No, not yet, but that could change. So thank you for the Orchestra New England people. That was the funniest little cut short. He's like, I don't know how long this is, but I gotta go. I've never had that happen. It's 5, 6, 7 years.
That's quick. It's a 15-minute podcast.
I gotta go get my wig at the dry cleaners.
All right. See you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, everybody.